Hi, welcome to Newman University's Bread and Circuses class. I'm Carol Golden, and I'm your professor for this course, for this Newman Studies Program core course. It's summer 2019. I thought we'd have a little run-through of the course, if you don't mind, so that we can navigate our way through some of the various elements of the class. So, if you're starting off at Newman University at our website, most of you know, you go straight to your I'll go to future students. Well, we don't want to go to future students, I guess. Maybe current students, sorry. We'll go to current students, and then we will come on down and look for that Blackboard prompt. So there we go, Blackboard prompt. You would then go and find our class. It is CS Bread and Circuses. When you get into it, it should note available. So when you get into our class, this is the first thing you should see, is the banner Bread and Circuses. And as we move on down, if you haven't already seen it yet, we have an introductory video here that talks about what this class is all about. So please take a look. As you move down, you'll see that there's a tab for announcements. And then as you continue to move down, you'll see technology standards, have a little bit about me. I should be around this summer, most of the summer. If you need to actually get in touch with me by phone, feel free to call Mondays and Wednesdays between 10 and 11. I should be here. I'll be here more than that, but I'll try to make sure I'm by the phone during those times. You can certainly get me via email, and that's goldenc@newmanu.edu. Other things to consider as you're moving through, please do read all of this first page. This is the Begin Here page. And in particular, take a look at our course objectives. These will be coming back time and time again. Also take a look at our course description. The course objectives, in particular, this is a Newman Studies core course. It meets the creative spirit component. And as such, we want to think about how the creative spirit permeates and transforms the human experience. So, for example, in this class, we will look at how do we engage in the creative spirit? Where does human creativity come from? How does the creative spirit lead us towards transcendence? There's a concept. I won't even look up that word. What does transcendence mean? How does the creative spirit connect and link us to one another? Where can we recognize expressions of creative spirit in literature, music, art, film, etc.? And how does the creative spirit influence various aspects of society? So, history, government, business, science. That's one of the really large ones that this class will get into. Our course description is as follows. Because this idea of trying to examine the creative spirit is such a big idea, right? We want to focus it in on a particular theme. So for us, we're going to look at the history of the city and its relationship to art and entertainment. So, for example, how have cities supported public art and entertainment in the past? Why have they done this, and why has this continued? How do we determine the sort of art a public should have? What is proper for public art or public entertainment? What's suitable for civic space? How do such displays confirm and create culture that actually links us to each other? How does the art and entertainment supported by a city help to shape that city's identity? How do we experience such displays as a community? Many of you will think, I think, right away about the Keeper of the Plains in Wichita, Kansas. That's an example of art, monumental art, because it's huge, right? It represents our Native American traditions and culture, the history of our city. It's amazing in that it combines art and fire and water and air, because we are a very windy place. And so you get an interesting connection to nature as well. So there's a lot going on in just that one example. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Why on earth do people tend to support such venues, such art? How does it help us to understand that city and that culture? So again, looking at the city through history, from the Greeks, the Romans, medieval Europe, into the United States and beyond, how do we see connections between art, entertainment, or creative spirit in the history of the city? So that's our theme. Oh gosh, other things to consider as you go through this first page. There's tons of information here, right? This is the Begin Here page. So you have the syllabus and the course calendar. You click on that, as you know, and let's see if I can get to it from this page, this screen. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. Come on, little crazy thing here. Let's see if I can get that. There we go, finally. Sorry, it was giving me a little trouble. You know, Blackboard can be just a little troublesome from time to time. So, open up that syllabus. Please do take a look, because on that syllabus you'll find all of the course description. Again, you'll find the dates, very important dates. You'll find how we break out the assignments in this class. You'll see that there's only one book required, and this is the play by Sophocles called Antigone. Please get a copy of that. Yes, you can get it online. You can get electronic versions. I've actually ordered a copy through our Newman University book service. And it's because the translation is pretty accessible. It's a very short play, but sometimes if you get a translation online or you get a Kindle version, an e-reader version, it's because the copyright's out of date. And sometimes those translations are a good 100 years old. Sometimes they're really great, don't get me wrong. But if you don't mind spending the $4 or $5 on the copy that I've suggested, I think you might find it a little more accessible, a little easier to read. So do get that book. You'll find that we have a lot of assignments, right? So we've got an assignment I'm calling Out and About. That's coming up first. We have some writing assignments. We have a photo essay on graffiti. We have some quizzes, some discussions, and there's a final project. So take a look at the syllabus. Again, it's got instructions, it's got due dates, it's got everything going for you. So please do take a look. I will be reminding you of all your due dates, probably more frequently than you care to have me remind you, but please do take note. When I send you an email, please click on it. I'll try not to bombard you with too many emails this summer, but please do take note of emails coming from me. It may be that there's a problem with Blackboard, it may be that there's a change for some reason, but please do take note. So look at that syllabus. Let me get out of this sucker. Don't want to get totally out of everything. Let's go back to the Begin Here page. Please then note as you're going through that there is a course calendar also under the syllabus. That's kind of handy dandy in that it's one page. Nice. It can be helpful. Let's open that up. So do take a look at this. This course calendar will give you pretty much everything that's going on. I kind of color-coded it because, I don't know, sometimes that seems to make it easier to follow. But mostly you have papers or projects due on Mondays for the most part. You'll have discussions, sometimes due on Wednesdays, mostly due on Fridays. Quizzes, mostly due on Fridays. I think one is due on a Wednesday. So do take note. We will have things due typically on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Right? So try to get going on your class. Try to create, I suggest that you carve out a certain amount of hours each week. I know it's an online class. I know you're busy. You're probably traveling. You're probably working. So try to find an hour or two each day. Try to find an afternoon. Maybe you can only work on this class 2 days a week. So maybe, Wednesdays and Thursday afternoons, that's when you're doing it. So try to carve out some specific time for this class and try to hold to it if you possibly can. Again, I'll be reminding you of due dates, but we'll have quite a few opportunities to contribute to the class. There's a lot of discussions. You really need to get involved, stay on task. There are things to do every week. You can't just pile them all up and do them in week 3. No. Get them done each week as we go along. Things will make a lot more sense if you do that, because we try to make things sort of build upon themselves. One assignment kind of leads into another. At least that's the hope. Doesn't always work that way. Let's see. So do look at the syllabus. Look at the course calendar. There is a final project. We'll get to that later, but there is a final project. I'll do a separate video on that. Again, you have your required reading materials, Sophocles, Antigone, and there are other reading materials at Blackboard. We will be reading more than Antigone, sorry, but all of those things are posted at Blackboard in PDFs. Let's see. Grading scale, it's the same old Newman grading scale. And then when it comes to expectations, do take a look at this selection. I know there's a lot of words on the page, I apologize. But do come prepared to have class. Read your readings before your assignments are due. Take advantage of it. Use it well. I know everybody's time is tight, especially in the summer, but really engage in the class. It's a lot more fun that way. Let's see, log into Blackboard daily if you can. Stay up to date on course information and announcements. Go to the discussion board. It is a place for learning, but please keep your posts appropriate. Contribute new ideas. Support your colleagues with ideas or references to our resources in your discussions. We are going to debate some controversial issues, controversies regarding art, controversies regarding whether or not a city ought to put money into an NFL franchise, controversies on what should be public space and what should public money go to, right? So keep our debates civil, informative, and fun, because there's a lot going on. The other thing that's very fun about the summer classes is many of you are traveling for summer, and I'm going to ask you to take a look at examples in the city you're in. So if you are in Wichita this summer, great, get out and go see your city. If you are in Tallahassee, Florida, or Mexico City, please take advantage of the time that you're there to do some of these projects. I think you'll see what I mean when we come along. But take advantage, take photos. Share where you are with us. Let's see, what else? Oh, and again, netiquette, right? Proper netiquette, maintain a positive tone, be nice to each other, write in full sentences, please. Use full words, don't be doing texting abbreviation. If you can help it, please. I know sometimes we get fast. Please consider writing on a laptop instead of your phone, because as you know, autocorrect can get kind of weird. So remember that you're doing an upper division college course, and so please communicate with us and everybody at Blackboard with the understanding that we want to have a professional communication policy here, right? Okay, so just please read through all of this. Well, it's a lot to read to get through all of this material, but please do it. These are all our expectations for the course. These are all the goals for the course. Please, when you see a thing that says watch video, watch the video. Once you're done with the Begin Here page, please then go to weekly course content. Under weekly course content, you are going to find that we have 8 weeks in the class. Yep. And week 1 is Antigone and the city of Athens. So here we go. Right, under each selection you'll see sort of what are our objectives and what kind of tasks are you expected to perform. So in the first week we'll get to know this course. We'll get to know its expectations. We're doing that right now. We will talk about the role of the city in history. We'll read Sophocles' Antigone. We'll also consider the role of theater in ancient Athens and its relationship to society and politics. The tasks you will perform in week 1 is that you'll read and view all the videos, all the materials in week 1. You'll contribute to 2 discussions, and you'll complete the assignment called Out and About. Okay? So that's what each week, you'll have a nice little intro there. When you get and click on that tab, click on that link, you'll find more information about reading and video assignments. Please take a look at all of the videos. Please do them in the order presented. I actually put them in that order so that they'll build upon each other, right? So do that if you possibly can. Budget your time. As we said, this is supposed to be a class that takes 10 to 12 hours a week to do. Some weeks you'll take 10 to 12 hours. Some weeks you'll take less. Some weeks you might take more. It just depends on your work style. It depends on your reading style, right, and your habits. So please spend the time. Again, as I said, perhaps think about 2 afternoons a week if you possibly can, or every day at 4 o'clock you're working on this class. Whatever it takes for you, make it a habit. So I'll ask you to go into each folder, if you will, one at a time. In this particular folder, you've got a PDF that is actually a PowerPoint. So take a look at that. You then also have a video to take a look at. Please do. Let me back up one if I can. Very good. Then I'll ask you to look at Athens, then Athens and Antigone. So go through these one by one. When you get down in the tab that says Graded Assignments, you'll see that you have discussions due this week. If you just click on this tab, right? Week 1 discussions, the first one's an introduction. Yeah. So just click on the tab, and then the next thing you need to do is create a thread, right? And when you create a thread, give it a subject, right? And then give us the text of your presentation. I usually then ask you to comment on at least 2, sometimes 1, but 2 of your colleagues' posts, right? So, but before you can do that, you have to create your own thread. It's set up to where you have to present yourself first and present your ideas first, and then you can engage in the discussion that everybody else is going on. So you got to put yourself out there, sorry, and then engage with everybody else. Let me back up. So we have a couple of discussions the first week, right? So discussion, introduction, a discussion. This has to do with the history of the city. There's a video in that first things folder. And then I keep promising this out and about assignment. So if you take a look, our first assignment that's due Monday, June 17 is called Out and About. And if you just click on this link, you'll get a download. Let me open that. And you should get, I hope, a Microsoft Word document that tells you what's up. So your very first assignment, Out and About. Find an activity associated with the city and the arts or entertainment and go for it, for real, not virtually. Your venue must be a venue supported by public tax dollars. Right? So think about that, right? If we're in Wichita, we're about to start the River Festival. Yes, that is a good place to go. Now I think about it, it might be over by the time you get there. But if you did go to the River Festival and you want to reflect on that, go for it. That is just fine. But find something that's supported by your city and clearly tax dollars are put into it. Let's see, in this case for the Wichita River Festival, yes, there's a lot of private donations that go in, but the city provides security, the city provides cleanup, the city provides the ability to block off roads, right? So there's a lot that the city does for that River Festival that costs money, costs actual cash. So find something. It may not be the River Festival. Maybe you're in Seattle and you want to go down to the Pike Place Fish Market. That's an amazing location. Go do that. Maybe you're in, oh golly, let me get to another place right away. Let's see, maybe you're down in Galveston, Texas, and you want to go to Stewart Beach. Stewart Beach is a public beach that's supported by public tax dollars. All right, so find a place to go to that's associated with arts and entertainment. Go to it for real, if you possibly can. Let's see, I suggest spend time at the Veterans Memorial on the River in Wichita. Go to Botanica or the Museum of World Treasures. If you go to the Wichita Art Museum, Saturdays are free. Yeah. Find an activity or find a place that is supported by city or county and reflect upon it. Present your results in writing. Please take care to present your writing in a professional manner. Please offer 1 paragraph on what you did and where you went, and then another paragraph on how your event reflects one of the goals for the creative spirit component of this NSP course, right? So here again are those core objectives. Here are those goals for the creative spirit. Pick one. So 2 paragraphs. What'd you do? What'd you see? And then your analysis. How does this help you to understand one of the goals for this class? It needs to be posted at the discussion board at Blackboard no later than midnight, Monday, June 17. And yep, we're going to post it at the discussion board, and then you're going to reflect on what your colleagues have done. Okay? So that's your first assignment. Let's get out of that. Alrighty. Let's go back to weekly course content. So, as you can see, we've got week after week, lots of things to do. You usually have, 2 or 3 assignments each week. Let me show you one other thing. If you go over here to Newman University tab at Blackboard and you go to Calendar, some of you may use this, some of you may not. And then we're going to go to, it's May when I'm making this video. Let's go to June, up here, June. And you will start to see assignments. Mine are in purple because I've got a lot of classes going on. Yours may be in different colors. But you're going to see there's a week 1 introduction due on Friday the 14th. There's a week 1 discussion on the history of the city due on Friday the 14th. I don't have your out and about posted here because it's actually a discussion that's due Wednesday. So you're supposed to post your out and about assignment on Monday and then contribute to a discussion by Wednesday. That's the due date. Again, I'll keep reminding you, but this calendar is pretty handy dandy. So, I think that's about all I wanted to talk to you about today. I wanted you to get into this course, navigate. First off, read everything at the Begin Here page, watch the video, and then dive on in to the weekly course content and go to week 1. Feel free to work ahead. The deadlines are firm. We've got to keep our deadlines, so please don't turn in things late. Early submissions are always accepted. If you have any questions at all about getting started on this class, please feel free to email me at goldensea@newmanu.edu. Please feel free to call me. You have my information. It's 942-4291. And let's just get started. Thank you so much for joining us this summer. I hope you have an enjoyable time with this class. If you run into any problems, any technical glitches, please also let me know that, because we can't move forward if things aren't working. So thank you for your time and attention. Let's get started.